I am at a loss for words, but DE has really done it. Believe it or not, Excalibur is actually insane. The recent arcane change where you can use them on all Exalted weapons absolutely broke Excalibur. And if you're still not convinced, watch this. Yes, this is the highest level Steel Path modifier Eximus units from the Simulacrum. And this is how the build works. Now keep in mind I tried to keep the build as low investment as I could, so you could definitely make it better if you wish to do so. When you make any build in Warframe, you have to keep in mind about the damage and the survivability. And Excalibur is very, very squishy. I tried the laziest method of surviving, which is triple Umbra plus adaptation. And this was very bad, considering you need another source of damage reduction from your frame for this build to actually work. So we had to opt for shield gating. Catalyzing shields will help us with this. And I don't know if you know this, but as long as you have this mod on, any amount of shield will actually give you full shield gate. Meaning we just need one augur mod somewhere, either in your secondary or on your frame, and it will work. And then one of the things that broke this build, Chromatic Blade, giving us almost 700% status chance on our Exalted weapon. So we want high duration, efficiency and strength. If you made a build with Javelin Augment, you would want to keep some range, but I didn't find it necessary. Why press 2 buttons when you can press only 1? And to top it all off, we have Wrathful Advance, which will give us mad red grits on our Exalted blade. This can be exchanged with something like Roar, but it doesn't feel as satisfying. Arcanes are our regular best-in-slot melee arcanes. Arcane Fury giving us more melee damage and Arcane Strike giving us more attack speed. For the Archon shards, I used just one Tau Energy Blue shard during my testing, but I've come to realization that it's not even necessary. If you want to absolutely min-max damage, I suggest purple crit damage shards. If you do run a couple of these, you would want to add Primed Flow to your frame build, effectively doubling the crit gained from them. And finally, for the long-awaited Exalted blade. Now a disclaimer, this is definitely not the best possible build for this, but it for sure is the funniest, because as you see we have electricity and gas. And the thing that broke the build totally is melee influence, giving us nasty status spread in a 20-meter radius. For the mods we have double sacrificial mods, Volcanic Edge and Primed Fever Strike giving us gas, Berserker Fury giving us more attack speed, Amalgam Organ Shatter giving us more crit damage and heavy attack wind-up speed, which will be useful. We have Primed Reach to give us more range. Yes, I know that it doesn't work on the waves, but I don't care. Galvanized Elementalist for more status damage. Normal Elementalist should have similar results if you're wondering. Lastly, we have Opportunity's Reach, which honestly is overkill already, but might as well make the build more fun with the opportunity given. Haha, get it? Opportunity? I will see myself out. Now you can go Blood Rush instead of Sacrificial Steel, you can go Condition Overload or Primed Pressure Point instead of Sacrificial Pressure, but that will require 2 more Forma, and as you have seen from the build, you absolutely don't need any more damage nor combo build-up. Only reason we have Opportunity's Reach is because it's funny and Acolyte go boom. And now you probably notice that we don't actually have electricity in the build, but we somehow have electricity in the damage. Well, the only thing you need to do is change Excalibur's emission color either to nothing or blue or purple. This effectively will give us electricity damage on our Exalted blade. If you do decide to go for a combo build, remember to take Naramon. Literally the first passive here will help you sustain combo. And remember to take primary dexterity and secondary dexterity. Since I know many of you don't actually own Prime Surefooted, and the only issue remaining on this build is that if you get knocked down, you probably die, we have a solution even for that. And that will be the one and only Panzerwulpa, whatever that thing is. So the important mods will be Martyr Symbiosis. This actually just prevents you from dying. Tech Assault, which gives a 60% chance to give your combat invulnerability when taking fatal damage. So I think you get the point. You're about to get downed, but you don't. Your pet is about to get downed for you, but it doesn't. This will help pretty much in any situation where you would get knocked and prevent lethal damage. And then we have Viral Quills, which will spread viral to enemies, and it is just amazing. And in the end we have Panzer Devolution, where it reduces the respawn timer to 30 seconds while also making your pet active even while it's dead. And I'm pretty sure no one plays this game without Fetch, Animal Instinct and some sort of resource booster mod. Gameplay tips. If you use control on your keyboard and do a slide attack, this will actually drain your energy. Excalibur will do a radial blind. This is pretty much terrible considering we have very low range. So instead of that, I suggest using a right click while doing your melee combos. This will do an extended attack. And if you want to traverse even more terrain, you can use Ctrl while in the animation of your right click attack, and you will slide even further without using the blind and wasting energy. Whenever your shield breaks, you want to cast pretty much any ability. I like to cast Wrathful Advance and pair it with Tennokai for style points. I don't know what to tell you, the damage is amazing, you're pretty much a nuker at this point, and you can get hilariously high KPM with this. Even though it's not in a way that we were expecting, we are after all just abusing melee influence. But hey, who am I to complain? Our boy Excalibur is finally a playable frame. And remember that you can use Wrathful Advance to do a really strong heavy attack, and this can be very useful for tanky enemies, especially if you pair it up with Tennokai procs. And before we wrap it up, it's time for everyone's favorite part, the Acolyte. It's gonna spawn any minute now. There we go. That's gonna be all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll be covering most of the updated stuff in the future. I will catch you in the next one.